Dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, you will learn about the various concepts of economics in a short period of time. Let's start. Today, we will study about the law of supply. Law of supply is one of the important law in economics, and this law of supply was propounded by the neoclassical economist Alfred Marshall. And the law of supply shows the positive relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity supplied, other things remaining the same. That means, according to the law of supply, other things remaining the same, if the price of the commodity increases, the quantity supply increases. On the other hand, if the price of the commodity decreases, the quantity supply decreases. That means the seller supply more of the goods and the services at high price, because by selling at the high price, the producer or the seller will have the more profit. On the other hand, at the low price, the seller is willing to sell the less quantity of goods, because at the less price, the seller is having the less profit. So symbolically, when the price of the X commodity goes up or it increases, the quantity supply also increases. And when the price of the commodity decreases, the quantity supply also decreases. So this shows the positive relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity supply. Now, all of you, to apply this law, or for the application of this law, there are some assumptions or conditions on which this law is based. So some assumptions are like no change in the number of firms. That means there should not be the change in the number of firms. No change in state of technology. State of technology should remain the same. And the government policy like tax and the subsidy policy of the government should not be changed. No change in price of factors of production. The price of the factors of production like land, labor, capital, raw material should remain the same. And there is no change in the price expectation by the seller, and the objective of the firm is also, there is no change in the objective of the firm. Based on these above assumptions, the law of supply can be explained with the help of the supply schedule. Now, supply schedule is the tabular representation of various prices and the quantities supplied by the seller over a period of time. So it shows the at the various prices how many quantity of the goods and the services the seller is supplying in the market. So in this table, when the price of the commodity is rupees 10, the quantity supply is 5. As the price increases to rupees 20 per unit, the quantity supply also increases to 10 units. Similarly, when the price increases to rupees 30, rupees 40 and rupees 50 per unit, the quantity supply also increases to 15 units, 20 units and 25 units respectively. So this shows the positive relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity supply. So this supply schedule can be shown on the graph. So by plotting all this combination of the supply schedule, we will obtain a curve which is called the supply curve. Or the supply curve is the graphical representation of the supply schedule. Now, to make the supply curve, we take the quantity supplied on the x-axis and the price on the y-axis. So the first combination of quantity supplied and the price is 1, that is quantity supplied is 5 and the price is rupees 10, that is 5 comma 10, 5 comma 10, 10 comma 20, 10 comma 20, 15 comma 30, 15 comma 30, 20 comma 40, 20 comma 40, 25 comma 50. Now, when we join all this combination of price and quantity supplied, we obtain a line. We can name it as S1. This line is called the supply curve. And This supply curve is upward sloping, which indicates that as the price of the commodity increases, the quantity supply also increases. Here, when the price of the commodity is rupees 10, the quantity supply is 5. As the price increases to rupees 20, rupees 30, rupees 40, and rupees 50, the quantity supplied also increases to 10 units, 15 units, 20 units, and 25 units respectively. So this shows the positive relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity supply. Now the exceptions or limitations of the law of supply. Exceptions or the limitations of the law of supply are those conditions on which the law of supply is not applicable. So some of the exceptions or limitations of the law of supply are auction sale. A person, when he or she is in the financial crisis, he or she may offer the more of the goods even at the low price, because at that time during the auction sale he or she is in the financial crisis. So at that time the supply of the goods increases even at the low price. 2. Number perishable goods. Now, for those goods whose life is short and those goods become useless after some period of time, so in those goods, the law of supply is not applicable. Like for the example, like green vegetables, the seller offer the more of those goods even at the low price. So this violates the law of supply. Agricultural goods, we can see in the case of the agricultural goods, the supply of the agricultural goods, vegetable, fruits depends upon the season rather than the price. At the season, the price of the vegetables, fruit is low, but the supply is more. On the other hand, at the off season, the prices of the vegetables and the fruits is high, but the supply is low. So this violates the law of supply. Price expectations. If the seller expects that in the near future the price of the goods or the services increases or the decreases, the law of supply is not applicable. For example, if the price of the good the yesterday was rupees 50, today it become 100, and the seller expects that tomorrow the price of the same good become 200. Even though the price of that good increases from rupees 50 to 100 today, the supply will not increase, because if he or she sell that goods tomorrow, he will get the more profit. So in this case, the law of supply is not applicable. Supply of labor. In the case of the supply of the labor, the law of supply is not applicable. The laborer cannot wait to increase for the increase in the wage to supply more of the labor. So at the low wage rate also, the laborer supply more of the labor. So this violates the law of supply. Now, sixth number, at the time of depression. At the time of the depression, when the economic activities are quite low, there is pessimism everywhere. So at that time, the seller offer more of the goods at the low price. So this violates the law of supply. Stock clearance. At the time of stock clearance, when the seller wants to clear the old stock, he or she offer more of the goods even at the low price. So this violates the law of supply. Thank you for watching my video, and if you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.